Hello and good morning. My name is Putera Syabil Bin Sarianto, and this video is my demo video for my final year project, MobileSetGO auto-generate mobile page design tools. So, in my project, basically, I'm doing a web generator, a mobile web generator that can generate a single page application, web application and multi-page web application. So before we get into the demo, I would like to show you the architecture design that in the project. So we have a brief idea how the generator works. So from the architecture design, there are two parts, which is the first part is the JSON part, and the second part is the other stuff here, the pink color. The pink color is the generator part. So basically, the software developers will only interact with a JSON file, so it will create the structure of the mobile web design that the user desired, and once it's done, it can insert the JSON file into the generator itself. The generator will read and it will automatically generate based on the configuration and the structure of the mobile web page design that is initialized by the software developers. So that is the brief explanation for this generator. So we can look into our demo. So let me delete this first, and let me open here. Okay, so when we are doing the mobile page, hang on here. So when we are doing the generating the mobile page, like I said before, the user will mainly interact with the JSON file. So this is the JSON file. You can see abstract .json, and this is the basically the generator itself, and the mobile web this MobileSetGo, this generator operates on the command line interface only. So when we want to do the generation, we need to create the main a root attribute. So what this root attribute means is that this is the object for the landing page or the main page of the web application structure that will be generating. So from the use case, let me open the use case. There are 7 use cases that the user can interact with this generator, which is the first one is the select framework. Second one is select mobile web page design. Select framework is the user can mainly pick the generator website using only two uh, structure, which is the bootstrap or W3 CSS. And the page design, there's a lot of page design that we will go through later on. And create mobile web page is basically the generating part. So we can add the folder's name, the name of the application itself. We can add element, edit element, and delete element will be done in the application, the JSON files, because the mainly user only interacts with the JSON file. So it is done in the JSON file, and we can only once the user has initialized the mobile structure, we can generate the HTML file. So we can start with the demo. So like I said before, root is the main page object. So the main page object, we can set the configuration of the application, the mobile web we want to create. So let's say we want to use from the use case just now, we can pick a framework. So we can add a framework attributes that we want to use. For example, I want to use W3 CSS framework, and let's say the application name that we'll be working on, the name of the mobile web we'll be working on is uh, demo application. Let's say this is the name of our website, the project that the HTML files will be generating. So, and we can add the, just now we have select mobile page design. So for the main page, the root application, root object, the main page object, there are three uh, type of interface that we can use. The first one, we can use a link tree. Second is the tab, and also the last one is the sidebar. So let's say I want to use a sidebar. So we can add the layout type here. Type is referring to the layout of the application, and we can add a sidebar type. Okay, so from here we can generate the first the main page. So we can run and the demo application has generated a file.html file. So we can see, let me open here. Arrow call function. This is because since I have mentioned that this generator can support a single page application and also multi-page application. Sidebar application is a single page application where the body of the content will only change, but since it has the arrow here, arrow recall function, it means since we're only creating uh, the the main page where there's no links to the sub pages, it doesn't have any links to the sub page to display uh, in the content of the page. So we can add that by using adding a links attribute. Links attribute is an attribute that allow the generator to link a file to another file. So links attribute is an array, and what we can do here, we can create an object, a caption object. This object is referring to the subpages that will be linked to the root object. So we can add, let's say this is the sub page 1, and let's make it three object. Sub page 1, sub page 2, sub page 3, and okay, so it has generated here, and as you can see in the file itself, there are three files that only contain of the sub pages name. So okay, we can reload this one, and hang on a minute. Since this is the reload this one, and it will show that this is behaving like a single page application, where it only displays in this content of the part of the body of the website. So we can, so let me try to differentiate more. So we can add a background color for the application. So background color attribute, we can add in the under the root the configuration of the application we want to generate. So let's say from the W3 CSS, it follows the framework colors. So I will put a tail color here, and we can add a footer. So since I want to show that it only change in the content when we are using single page application, we can add a footer attributes that under the root. So let's say the caption of the footer is I want to put, let's put copyright demo application 2022. So we can generate again, and we can reload. It adds the colors and it adds the footer. So I want to show this is referring to the subpage 3, and when I click subpage 1, it shows this is a change only the content and it behaving like a single page application. So that is other than let me show you in the mobile, since this is the target of this project is in the mobile web. So here is the diagram, is the structure. So a single page application, like I said before, it only refer to two types in the root, which is the sidebar and also tab. So we can see the tab bar. Let's try to generate again, reload. So this is the tab bar of the page, and the multi-page application for the main page is Linktree. So let's change it to the Linktree, and when we reload, it shows this is the Linktree structure. So when we click, it adds the back button. So it has a condition to identify whether this is a Linktree, not Linktree, multi-page or a single page application. So like if it's a multi-page application, the user the sub pages need a back button for the new user navigation. So like I said before, we can try on Bootstrap. So let's demo on Bootstraps, and it follows the Bootstrap framework attributes. So when we are reading the background color, the Bootstrap framework doesn't have a tail color in their library. So we can set a danger background colors, and we run again, and it will change, follows like the bootstraps. So I can show you in the HTML files that the here the class here is following the background danger, and it following the bootstrap frameworks library for the coloring. So that is for the main page. Next is the navigation page. So there are three navigation page. Wait, let me open the JSON files again. So navigation page, we have four types of navigation page for the this project. So there is a tabular, list paginate, and also the row buttons. So let me show you the row button first. Row button is almost similar as like a link tree, however it doesn't have the header of the in the page, since it's our sub page layout types. So we can add a row button, not row button here. We need to initialize the type for this subpage. So subpage 1, the type of it is, let's say, is a row buttons, and row button is a link navigation type subpage. So we can add a links attribute, and we can add more subpages. So there's a recursion in this generator that we can add. So let's say subpage 4, subpage 5, and we try add row button, button, row button. So subpage 1 will link to another subpage, which is subpage row button 4 and subpage row button 5. So we can generate the pages, and from the file here we can see it added two different uh, row buttons, not row buttons, the HTML files. So we can refresh here. So from subpage 1, when we click, it add the row button here, and we can click again, and it has the regression, the nested subpages algorithm in this application. So we can go back for the user navigation. So that is for the row buttons. So I want to use W3CSS. So next, we would like to see the tabular item, the tabular link navigation style design. So like usual, we can select the layout as the tabular item, and a tabular item, just tabular, and we can add links because, like I said before, this is a link navigation page style design where it can link another one page to another page. So we can add three, actually let's add four items. So we can add tabular 1. Hang on, I will just put tabular 1, tabular 2, 3, 4, and in the tabular item we can put an icon, but however the icon itself it looks at the parents of the object first. So before I show you the icon first, let me show how the interface without an icon. So let us generate first. So it adds the HTML file for tabular item 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and let us, this is W3CSS, so we can change it to, let's say, yellow. And so So we can go to subpages 1. So this is the tabular item. Link navigation. So from subpage 2 has a tabular link navigation design. So it links to another 4 items where it adds 1, 2, 3 tabular 1, tabular 2, tabular 3 subpages. So we can click and it will link to another subpages like this one to tabular 2 subpages. So the icons we can add for the tabular is we can just add icon attributes under the tabular parent page object. So the icons here, the user will need to input font awesome value icons, because this generator only support font awesome library. So let's say I will put one of the value. Let me look at the value first. So I found one. It's a school icon, so we can just paste it in the icons attributes for the value, and we can generate a page. And when we refresh, it will add the icon here. So the library that the user will need to input in the tabular item it only support for font icon library, and the icon only will only applies if the parent page is a tabular type. So let's say tabular 1 is the child page, and the parent page is sub2 page. So sub page 2 has a type of tabular layout design. So the child of the tabular type can put an icon attributes to it. So next is the third one is the list and list paginate. List and list paginate is almost the same. The only difference, it has a pagination. So let me show you first the list type here, list, and of course in list we can add links, the links item, and let's just copy here. Let's put list 1. Three items is enough, I guess. Let's number 2, number 3. This is page. So list items, it generate a list page type like a WhatsApp list. So let us generate first and reload. So it's from the subpage tree. So we create a subpage tree, so it create a list item, and it has a links to another subpage. When I click here, so it will links to this one page. So this is a list paginate. It just has the pagination. It's almost the same, but list is for the infinite scroll, and list paginate, it has the pagination. So let me generate first. So here is the list pagination. It doesn't work because the scope of this project is only for the front end. So this that will not follows. It just simply just the UI of list pagination. So list pagination, for list pagination, we can have the user flexibility. If the user doesn't want the item list as linked, so if the user doesn't want the uh, the list item here as a links to another subpage, the user can change the links here for items. So we can generate, and as you can see before that, as you can see from the generation file, so this supports the edit and delete as I said just now. So the user just interact here. If they want to delete something and generate, it will delete. So just now uh, we set items here because we don't want the list item here to be a link. So we don't want it links to another sub pages. So when we generate, there are no list 1, list 2, list 3 items. It doesn't generate this three files. So this support the edit and delete in our use cases. So we can refresh again, and from the list items, it doesn't refer to any sub pages because we are using the items attributes. This items attributes only supports for two type of application, not application, the two type of layout, which is the list paginate, the first one, and the second one is only list. So let me generate another one and refresh. It deletes, it removes the pagination because it now is showing in the list layout. So the the attribute items here is, the purpose of it is if we want to have, give the flexibility for the user to have an end page. So if uh, the user doesn't want it to links with other sub pages, it gives the flexibility of it becomes the end node page. The last page is an end node page where the pages is a login page. So we can add a type login. This is the last one. It's supports to login page. So we can generate and refresh and click the sub page link, and the login page is under the sub page button for page. So when we click here, we will get a login page here. So that is for all for the demo for the MobileSetGO how to generate web page design, mobile web page design. Thank you.